What's up, YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey, and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own DD. Today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials Inc. We're going to break down the TA, we're going to look at the options chain, we're going to go through Ortex and Fintel. I got an email from Metamaterials today, as did everybody that gets their mailer. We've got a little bit of Reddit DD I want to look at, and a couple of the Reddit sites I want to show you guys that I have recently discovered one of them, and then of course the other one's been around for quite a while. And then at the end of the video, my prediction. Let's go ahead and break into the TA. So we opened up the day today at $5.61. We hit an immediate high of $5.70 and a low of $5.12, where this was a massive, major short attack. Now, I will say there could have been some selling and whatnot like that as well. When you have a pre-market like we had, you know, yeah, it's going to do a little bit, but this kind of volume is not the average day trader that was trading in here, okay? This is shorts. Most absolutely, most definite. In fact, Ortex is going to confirm that we had major short attacks. Also, you'll notice that overall in the day, according to the RSI, we really didn't go overbought or oversold too much. Only right here in the beginning of the day when we had that major dip. Otherwise, we sustained basically level all day. Yes, bouncing back and forth, I know, but in a good general channel. I'll also point out that yesterday I did say that the morning dip is going to tell all. Of course, I hoped for a bullish prediction, but unfortunately my bearish prediction did come to fruition. We did make that morning dip. We did have a catcher's mitt theory where it did bust through 520. It did get caught by 510. Shoved it right back up there. Did not like being below this level. And it basically traded sideways for quite a while before making a nice reversal pattern to the upside, almost finishing green on the day. And we did all of this on only 27 million in volume, just about a third of what we saw on Friday. Now, yes, it's a little shocking after having such a great week to come in with this major dip. It really wasn't that major in all honesty. To be fair, it was only about 5%, I think maybe 7% tops on the day at any given period of time, and that was only here and here. Otherwise, not bad for the overall day. I also want to go ahead and look at the 30-minute scale, showing you that we are continuously staying in our upward trend. Of course, I did put a trend line up here so you can see that we're just, you know, kind of hugging it, okay? Yes, just a little bit of a breakout here, a little bit of a breakout there. Don't worry about all that stuff. It's not perfect, you know, it's just a line for you guys to see it. Let's go ahead on over to the options chain. Sorry about the improper video the first time. I'm correcting the video right now for the options chain. The rest of the video is staying completely the same. I just messed up the options chain. Didn't realize I was on the wrong ticker. I'm still holding true to what I did say, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat that. So currently, options chain, 46,880 calls, 5,000 puts. That puts us at right around, I want to say 85 to 90% calls. And still that 10 to 15% puts, total of 52,000 total options traded. The implied volatility is at 200%, which is still not terrible for the last couple of weeks we've had. It did go down a little bit. Now, what I had mentioned before is I am going to be buying options for October the 15th, and I will be buying the $10 strike. It's just a little bit out of the money. And this is what I'm shooting for. I will buy this up to $1. Okay, so basically, if it in the morning, if it breaks over $1, I probably won't mess with it. I'll move back a little further, but I'm still buying contracts no matter what. I won't disclose how many I'm buying because, in all honesty, I don't know until that time comes. See what I can afford once this stuff starts moving. As far as it goes with options, the one thing I did want to cover is always make sure that you know that an option is a right, not an obligation, to purchase 100 shares. of said stock. So if you went in and bought this at the 75-cent strike, you'll pay $75 because it's that time, or I'm sorry, yeah, $75. It's that times 100. That would give you the ability to buy this stock if it went over the $10 strike for $10 each share. So say this thing before October 15th shot up to $15, you could then exercise your contract and you would be able to buy all 100 shares at $10 a share, and then you could immediately sell them right back for your $5 profit each share. But it's not exactly that easy. There's a premium and all these other things. So it's not like you make 100% profit, but it's still very profitable. Either way, we'll get into another options video another time. I just want to make it clear that you do not have to exercise your options. Make sure you're checking that you don't exercise them if you don't plan on exercising them. So sorry again for the needed correction in the video. I'm done talking about options on this video. Let's go ahead and move on to the Ortex. Ortex, all right. So utilization up. Cost to borrow, basically the same, but a little up. Days to cover, still at that 1 day level. I disagree. Shares on loan, up. Free float on loan, up. Everything's going up, guys. Also, if you look down here, let me skim to it. Average number of days on loan, 22 days. It's going up. Everything is in our favor when it comes to this squeeze, okay? So, do I think that the number is there yet? No. I think this needs to climb a little bit more. I'd like to see this get to 15, 16% short interest or higher. But we're getting there, okay? Because the shorts aren't giving up, they keep trying to drive the stock down. It's driving this number up, this number up. It's driving them all up. And you'll see that right here in my example of why I know that we got short attacked today. They borrowed 2.24 million shares, and they only returned 500,000. That is an increase of 5%, which means you're going to see utilization go up tomorrow, and you should see everything else with it go up tomorrow as well, okay? I did see also at one point today, the cost to borrow max was at like 7 or 8%, so that's really good for us. I mean, it's showing that the numbers are increasing in our favor. The hedgies are lining our pockets. They are preparing us for a squeeze. And again, I will still continue to stress, I don't think we're ready for it, not yet, but we are most definitely getting there. This chart that we are seeing is showing such strong support after every leg up. It's unreal. I see this a couple more times. A squeeze could happen, and it would be a stable squeeze. All right, let's go to Fintel. Let's hit refresh. Everybody likes refresh. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat today. Really long day at work. As you guys know, I'm pretty sure I've told you all, I'm in mower sales, small equipment sales, things like that. So I talk to a lot of people. So my voice is a little raw at this point. And we were super busy today. So short squeeze scores at 83.5%, basically where it was, but you'll notice that the number here is going up. That's because every day companies squeeze or don't squeeze. Just because there's certain things, certain numbers that are there, doesn't mean all the numbers are there. All right, so the number one key to a good short squeeze, well, there's two. First, high short interest. Second, volume. If you don't have volume, but you do have high short interest, nothing's going to happen. The short interest will just keep climbing. Once volume steps in, now it starts to become a little bit more of a squeezable play. And you also want a couple other smaller things involved in there as well. For example, you want a nice long-term days on loan. And, of course, you're going to want your... I'm sorry. Where was I going with this? Oh, I'm sorry. Your cost to borrow to be high. Ha! Long day, guys. Do apologize. All right, so let's go down here. As of a few minutes ago, it is 80,000 shares available to borrow from a leading prime brokerage. That's not a lot. A little bit before that, there was 0. I mean, they returned some, then they borrowed them right back. They returned them. I mean, guys, they haven't given up. We're not giving up. Short ball free rates at 2.5%. Let's see here. Is this today's info already in here? Holy cow. I don't believe this for a minute. Not one stinking minute. No way. There's no way that this is only 35% short volume ratio. Not on a chart that looks like that. I disagree 100%. Sorry. Not even going to concentrate on that because it'll just make me mad. That just shows, you know what this shows? That just shows that this is that unreported stuff. That shows this. You know how we talk about this? This is being how they can get away with it. If it's under $5,000, they don't have to report it. That's that. Okay? It's baloney. It's malarkey. Wow. Guys, so this was Friday. I'm pretty sure Terry already covered this, but I'm going to cover it anyway because we've been doing this for a little while now, and I like doing it. It brings a lot of knowledge to the people, showing you what they're really doing. Now, of course, we don't have today's data yet. It'll be available tomorrow, and of course, we'll cover today's data tomorrow, but this is from Friday. They did 1,415 transactions for 2.5 million shares shorted at a total cost of $14.5 million. What? That's freaking insane, guys. We finished green on Friday. 2.5% up. This is Friday. Look what they had to do. From $6.42 to drag us all the way down to this point down here. That was $14 million for them to do that. Guess what? They got to cover those. That's another 2.5 million shares that they have now piled onto the positions. That's how that works, guys. Shorts keep shorting. They keep piling on the numbers. And you start seeing these numbers grow. All right, so looks like today we did have a new buyer, 737 shares, New Bridge Financial Services Group, Inc. Welcome. Let's go ahead and look at it. We like looking at these. We haven't looked at one in a few days. All right, so it's straight up meta, right? Looks like it's a little bit of a bullish position. I mean, it's not a lot. It really isn't. But hey, this could be great, you know, for them. You don't know. You just don't know. No buyers, or I'm sorry, no sellers. No sellers. So let's move into the email. All right, so Meta sent me an email. Hi, Uncle Smokey, blah, blah, blah. You can read it, or you can go to metamaterials.com. Aw, they're working on their site. They're probably updating it. And anyway, if you go there, they have a spot at the lower part of their page where you can put in your email and all your information and stuff, and they'll send you updates on a regular. Okay? So anyway, I did click the link. I went to this. I've started watching it. I've only got about a minute into it. I'm going to watch it before the night's out or at about 4 o'clock in the morning when I get up to watch the pre-market. But I am going to get through this. Again, sorry, I'm not up to date on the news today. Really long, busy day. Finally, I wanted to get to the Reddit stuff. So this is the MMATR site, which I support a whole lot. The guys in here are absolutely great. And there was a new DD that was put on their site. MMAT, a checkmate to the shorts, a galactic bear trap part 1. It's pretty good stuff. Basically explaining how the short float just may, or I'm sorry, the float of the stock just may not be correct. There's a lot of good information in here, basically explaining how some of the stuff that we've already done has been factored into and is included into our float, including the new MMAX thing that's happening. So go ahead and hop on the MMATR site and take a look. If MMATR is not your gig, try MMAT regular. There's a whole lot of DD on here as well. I fully support them as well. I'm not very familiar with the mods on here at all. I don't do a whole lot of communication, but I do put my videos in here and they allow me to do so, and I appreciate them for that. And they seem to appreciate me. So I definitely want to spread the wealth and spread the news. MMAT, the original site, also a great group of people. And I have recently run across this one. I'm still learning about it a little bit. They've got a little lounge here. Seems like they might be a little bit of fun. Go ahead, give them a look. Let's see if there's any good DD on there as well. Alright, with that being said, it looks like I've reached the end of my video, which means we need to go back to the charts and do the prediction. First thing I want to point out before I get to my prediction, though, is every time we see a spike, we go into an overbought territory. But every time we come to a cool-off, we have yet to go into an oversold territory, except for this little tiny thing here. Wouldn't really consider it. All right. The other thing I want to show you is look at the pattern that's starting to set up. Flat, run, dip. Look at this little dip here. It's scraping our line here, but what's really cool is it comes just below the 50 MA. Now, look up here. We had a flat line, and then another rip, dip, dip. Look at this. Same time frame. Right after the rip, you had your cool off in the aftermarket, pre-market, dip, rip, cool off, dip. I'm expecting maybe a day or two consolidation. So here comes the prediction. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. After looking at that, looking at how a pattern might be forming, I'm going to give you 3 predictions today. My first prediction is going to be a safe prediction. It is going to be trying to create a pattern off of history. I think we will have a consolidation day tomorrow. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to dip down, it's not going to bounce up, it's not going to do all of this stuff. But remember, when you look at a stock on a macro scale, that kind of stuff doesn't look so bad. This is what I think we're going to have. A very similar situation, and this is the 30-minute chart, a very similar situation to what we saw on this day, which was 9-1. I think that's what we're going to see. That's my first prediction. Next prediction. We do have a cup and handle setting up on both the 5 and 1 minute chart for today. What that entails is we could be looking at a nice rip in the morning, making some headwinds. So, providing we trade sideways through the pre-market and start seeing a volatility pop or an increase in volume at the 9 a.m. mark, which is 30 minutes before market opens, I would expect to see an increase in volume through the first hour to hour and a half of trading. I would see an immediate lift to 565, a test of it, possible bounce, a run of 580, and again, if we tap 580, we're breaking through it, going to 6, okay? I could see us bouncing off of 6 a few times, trying to test that level. If we can break through it, 610, bust through that, 625. Wouldn't see us beyond that tomorrow. I think that would be the best case scenario in a bull situation. Ending between the $6 and $6.80 mark is where I am calling the bull prediction end tomorrow. Now, for the bear prediction, again, if we trade sideways through the rest of the after hours and into the pre-market, if we have the morning dip, again, that is indicative of a bearish day. Morning dip, we could see $5. I call the same dip I did today. Hopefully getting caught at the $5 mark, pushing back to 510, 520, bouncing around at the 520 level, much like we did today. Then, of course, hopefully getting that retracement again, which would also cause for a sideways day if we get that. Now, that's all I got for you guys. That is my prediction. I hope we see a pattern. I honestly want a sideways day tomorrow. That's what I really, truly want, because that further creates a step. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Comment below if you like anything I said. Make sure you tell me. If you don't like anything I said, make sure you tell me. With that being said, peace.